Sombreiro Kapital is an SPV, special purpose vehicle for PIN Foundation, for access to finance for smallholder farmers. Over the years, SK has facilitated finance for smallholder farmers. So what we did initially was focusing on individual farmers, started from there and then gradually evolving the sector and the groups into groups, clustering and cooperatives to give them a legal identity. That has been the journey to scale financial flow through this system. So the program has over the years evolved into enterprises where we have been able to disburse loans of 700 million to 2,150 farmers. Where our business focus is developing risk-sharing products and mitigating, that we encourage financial institutions to lend to that space. So in doing that, we have been able to develop the agri-value chain that tie the knots that prevents default. So making that sector very attractive for financing. So fund providers, they bring in funds into the system because the information asymmetry that was existing, SK has been able to bring parties together. That's the demand sector and the supply sector, which is the financial institutions, to understand the metrics in agri-value chain financing. So they are comfortable because of our products on risk guarantee that we have been able to project to them as a kind of incentive to lend to that space. For smallholder farmer space, it's perceived to be of high risk. So nobody wants to put their money into that kind of space. So what we have seen is that the economic development sector of PIN is actually the arm that does the technical partnership for us. For now, the service providers from Economic Development Department, we deploy them to do lots of capacity building, integration, and what we call agri-value chain development and integration. Our focus sector for this program years has been oil palm, cocoa, aquaculture, and poultry. So we develop those sectors, make sure the chains are well knitted, the values are well knitted before we present them to banks for lending. And we do that because we know that this sector we have focused in PIN through SK is well developed and finance can go through it and not go bad. The default rate there is very minimal. And SK has been able to sustain 5% default rate over the years. We have been able to sustain 9% single digit on interest rates on loans for the sectors. That is an incentive to the smallholder farmers.
For smallholder farmers, most of the time, first of all, they don't have records. So it's very difficult for them to get loan from the bank. So we try to make them keep their records. So at some point, the bank asks them to open accounts with them. They open the accounts. Then as time goes on, the bank will now start demanding for their title documents, the CFO for their farmland, that they cannot just give oil palm farmers money because it's a long-term plant. It's not like the annual plant. So it was difficult because most of the farmers, in fact, say 95% of them, they don't have title documents. So it was a very big challenge for us to be able to get loan from the bank. And if we still look at it, the interest rates, it's a very big margin. So these are the challenges we face while trying to access loan for smallholder oil palm farmers. When the bank were not ready to give us the loan based on these conditions that the smallholder farmers are not able to meet, I will see that SK is willing to give the loan. So we decide to work with them, plus the interest rate is just single digits. And this works very well for the farmers also. So we also give them at the same single digit interest rate. And it helped the farmers very well in their farm maintenance. You can see now their productivity is increased and they can get more income.
So in the Niger Delta, we have made lots of impact. SK is now a focal point for other development partners to use our platform to reach their downlines as well in financial dissemination for their business and for scale. PIN created SK and gave SK that leverage to be innovative, to deploy products that speaks to our different sectors where we have our concentrates on. So these models have worked. We see expansion in all the focus states that we are in, and other big-time players in the oil palm industry have come to reach out to us in millions of dollars for investment. and billions of naira. So all of these people have the bottom of the pyramid, which is the smallholder farmers, in focus. So as we fund them, it cascades down to the smallholder farmers. They pull them up into the whole development strategy. So the next strategy phase, we are going to scale more access to finance to see how we can reach those we have not reached. And then we include some other services. Right now, access to finance is for target crops and commodities. We're going to include renewable energy to it because it's part of the object clause of SK. And then we're going to include other services and even youth programs. That could be our focal point of channeling financing. Looking at the next phase, I see lots of technical assistance and information dissemination. I see us scaling into bigger projects that will have bigger impact to the people of the Niger Delta. I see lots of progress made, and I see lots of foreign capital coming in because they're already talking with us to fund these projects. And they are interested because they've seen stability. And because SK, for example, the loan we gave to TA Commodity and aggregator to Komu, they say that it works, it's working. So it's been amazing to them how we're able to achieve a 9% single-digit interest rate and without default. So that has brought lots of international attraction to SK.